They don't like that. Hey, Nick. How you doing? Don't like that? How's the house going? You burned out yet? Hey, Deanna. I know I gotta send you that report. I'm just lazy on it. Send me an email, will you? Hey, Evan. It's a chat. What do you think it is? You know what it is. You've been here before. Yeah, I like to see it. Like to see how you're doing. I may be cutting through there pretty soon. Hey, Nick. Happy birthday, Nick. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Gertie. Hi, Lana. You got a cream yet? Yeah, I saw you on here, Heaven Hell. My day was so-so. I dropped off my van last night. Rain, got a lot of work done. Hey, Pam. Hey, how you been, man? Are you gonna come back on here or not? Trying to change this fucking thing. Oh, here we go. Hey, Flower Fairy. No, I love your state, by the way. Yeah, let me know if you need any of that, Lana. Give me a good excuse to drive down there. Pam, how you doing? Yeah, that's no problem. Be glad to do it. Hey, Red Raider, where you been? Yeah, we had rain today too. Kind of cloudy. Nah, I don't do it that much, Nicole. Hey, Erica. Oh, I say hi. Yeah, I didn't see it. Thank you. No, it's not. Actually, you didn't get it done today, which I was kind of surprised. Oh, just the regular flu, Pam? Images in what way, Tom? Now, I got all that surveillance bullshit taken out of that van, a rubber mat put in the back, the curtains taken down, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Gertie. God, where are you at, Gertie? Oh, okay. This isn't Erica in Colorado, is it? Oh, a head cold? Yeah, I thought I was getting sick today. Oh, no screen picture? Nah, I do that because I'm just laying in bed and, fucking around. Images of what, KP? Oh, Charlotte's that hot. God damn, I am so. Even this fall is bullshit. Still too hot. No, it's Tom. It's just like it's different settings on this phone. See what I mean? You like that one better? Oh, sorry about that, Erica. Did you get the shot? How's your pain level? Do you have the shot? I haven't done a PI case in 10 years, man. And I keep saying I'm going to do PI work. I keep renewing my PI license and I never do. So it's a pain in the ass. It takes up too much space. I have a hard time fitting my bike in there. The cable rusted that opened up those two lower doors in the back hatch. I just said, it's like everybody, you get the vaccination, Erica. I can give you all the information you need. It's the right thing to do. Oh, yeah, right, Deanna. Why are you not getting the vaccination? Hey, Simple Life, how you feeling? I know you were sick. Please get the vaccination. Praying's a waste of time, Pam. You ought to know that as an Indian. Hey, Frisky. It is. Hey, Rita. Where you been? I'm going to turn this into the Praying Mantis channel. That's bullshit. It's not true. Have her give you a list of which ones. She's full of shit. You need a new doctor. It's nonsense. That is the worst advice ever. No, I didn't. But he sat on his voicemail. It takes a few days. Oh, congratulations, Simple Life. Hey, Kim, how you doing? Where you been? Erica, get that shot. You may not ever talk to me again, but I'm telling you, I read up the ass on this shit. Hey, Sandy. Yeah, I'll get the booster too. Hey, Mia. Yeah, be lucky if he doesn't die from it, Mia. I'm telling you, this is a no-brainer. Hey, Backwoods, where you been? Hi, Dan. Hey, Megan. Yeah, nice to see you. I was getting ready to put that bike in the garage, and I saw that damn praying mantis making that thing. It's beautiful. No, you shouldn't get it now, but get it afterwards. Any ambivalence you have, I'll be glad to forward you information. Good night, KP. Oh, are you? What class assignments are those, Kim? Definitely get it. Yeah, I did. Here's what happened. I did that. I got that video. Believe it or not, I videotaped eagles flying around right over me for 10 minutes. Bald eagles. Never had that happen. So the farm place, that Briar, whatever it is, farm, wanted me to interview them. So I went out there, and he's a good guy. I did some photography for them before. I just took my SD card out and said, hey, I'll come get this in a couple days. So he had my SD card with my eagles, my praying mantis nest building, and the interview with him and his wife. So I'm not getting it back till like tomorrow. No, that's true. That is absolutely true, Erica. Statistics is difficult. Which statistics class is it, Kim? What is it? There's two kinds. No, they're everywhere. I've seen more bald eagles this year than I've seen in my lifetime. I just got 10 minutes of them flying around. No, it's not true. Hey, I see you. Nice. Shit. My dating days are over, Lana. No. You kidding me? People are telling me I'm getting fat too, but which I'm grateful for. I probably am getting fat. Man, as I get older, I just don't give a shit. No, not yet, Gertie. Yeah, big time. They sent a guy to prison for 10 years in Alaska for poisoning rats. And the rats were eaten by the bald eagles and they died. George Bush pardoned the guy, though, but he still spent 5 years in a federal prison. Oh, good for you, don't like that. That's good. They've really made a comeback. Isn't that crazy, Rita? No, I mean, I had 100 hives at one time. Oh, good, Kim. That's a tough class. Oh, good for you, Deanna. You got lucky. Oh, I'm sorry, Pam. Hope you feel better. That's probably true, Erica, yeah. Yeah, they're doing too well. Yeah, you're right, Tom. I see them all the time up here. Beautiful bird in flight. It's a pussy bird, though, I'll tell you that. Without mankind, the goddamn things wouldn't even be around. You want my vote for a bird, it's the common pigeon or the cormorant. Either one. Third place would be the European starling. Everybody fucks those over things left and right. Kills them. No protection, they thrive. That's what I want as my national symbol. I don't want a butterfly or something like that. I want the cockroach. Yeah, it's true, Frisky. No, it's a gorgeous bird to witness, but it's like a goddamn canary. They're very fragile. I love pigeons. It's a bitch, Kim. Get get a damn tutor if you have to. It really is. The bald eagle is a pussy bird. You know, they're beautiful. They fly great. It's this horseshit symbol. They get a lot of support. The cormorant, the regular pigeon, and the European starling are my votes. Yeah, I saw it. It's good. It's good, Simple Life. Isn't that cool, Gertie? I've seen that a lot, though. It's not uncommon. Let me tell you, I wasn't a beekeeping big time. You know, I'm obsessive compulsive. Not like full blown, but a lot of the similarities and traits. And when I get into something, man, it's whether it's flying, boating, kayaking, bees, and I did it with bees. I can tell you this in a nutshell: beekeepers are full of shit. They've done an excellent job of marketing themselves as stewards of Mother Nature, which is absolutely false. They're scumbags, liars, traitors, users. They have one interest, and that is profit. They take the honey that's for the bees, and a lot of them replace it with high fructose corn syrup. And they wonder why the bees are dying. And the Langstroth hive, who was a fellow nut, chronic depressed person, that hive is designed for honey extraction. It isn't to benefit the bees. If you want to look at a eco-friendly beehive, look at the Warre hives, Warre. That's good for the bees, but of course they don't sell many because it's not an easy way to extract the honey. Bottom line, honey is for the bees. It's not for people. This notion that they produce excess honey, I think, is a bunch of bullshit, which is why I quit doing it. Beekeepers are scumbags. Oh, it's difficult, Kim. It's just like the big litmus test to get into medical school is organic chemistry. And I know some really smart people that struggled big time with organic chemistry. And the smart ones started getting tutors and taking summer classes and struggling. So by the time they had the real legitimate organic chemistry in a college classroom, they weren't light years behind. There are certain people that have gifts for assimilating knowledge in a shorter period of time. But I haven't seen that play itself that well in the real world. Bottom line is there's no free lunch. There are tricks to scoring well on tests and understanding organic chemistry. And unless you're just some idiot savant, I recommend them highly. There's super smart people out there that didn't get into medical school because they didn't know this. Not only is it hard to digest, it has an enzyme in it that will ruin tooth enamel quicker than table sugar. But don't let that get in the way of bullshit, rumors, TV shows, magazine articles. I've heard that honey does everything from give you a good hard-on to make your tits bigger. And it's absolutely false. But the grand poobah, the really one that makes me laugh the hardest, is these nut jobs that pay for this filthy, dirty jelly that's fed to the queen only, royal jelly, that's imported from China, that isn't worth a shit. These people can't differentiate the difference between being a mammal, a human being, and being an insect. It's different everything. I also feel the same way with supplements and chiropractic. By the way, 85% of the chiropractors in my town just got indicted for fraud. No surprise to me. Yes, it's right. I can back up everything I say with facts. I was a beekeeper for 15 years and had 100 hives. I also bred tropical birds. I had 3,000 pairs of dromedary camels. There's so much bullshit out there. You people know this. But people like bullshit. It sells drama. Big time, Tom. I'm the same way, Erica. I'm the same way. But what'll happen with you, and it happened to me, but I'll own it, is you're going to get labeled mentally ill. But I'm cool with it. Because at this age, I'm on the home stretch. I'm not running for office. I don't need a job. I don't want a girlfriend. And in my own biased, subjective opinion, I think I can afford to tell what I see is the truth. They're not proven. If you eat even a reasonable diet, a lot of them are toxic. You can take too much. These fucking kooks out there, there's a linear relationship to IQ and knowledge presented and how people believe it. Supplements can be super dangerous. There are all sorts of people that do damage to their kidneys and liver because of supplements. There's also a big, huge question mark out there now that I can't speak on because there's not enough data on essential oils. Let me tell you this. People are living longer now than they ever have, and it's because of medicine created by smart Jews in Ivy League schools that have your best interest in mind. It's the same with marijuana. Do I have a problem with marijuana? No. If I ever smoked it, I have not. Have I taken some gummies? I have. But if you take 10,000 people, 10,000 that don't smoke marijuana, and 10,000 that do, I want to be in the 10,000 that don't. I don't want to have twos all over, ride a Harley Davidson, drink Bud Light, watch NASCAR, and been married and divorced 3 times. I'm sorry. I know I'm generalizing, but that's the way I see it. I think you're right. I think you're right on the essential oils. But again, it's just like being religious, right? Am I a Christian? I'm not. Am I an atheist? I am not. And am I agnostic? Close. Let me tell you guys, this is just my biased, subjective interest. Robert Sapolsky, Sapolsky. This is your homework assignment tonight. I want you to go on YouTube and I want you to look at the lecture that even liberal Stanford was unwilling to upload about behavioral beliefs related to religion. I love this guy. I've never in my life seen a guy that can put it all together this well. And the cherry on the top is this guy was raised as an Orthodox Jew in New York City and said screw it at the age of 13. There's people waiting in line to take his class. He's a full tenured Stanford professor. I just got 3 of the books that he'd written today in the mail. This fucking guy's face should be on a $20 bill. Big time. Placebo effect is very pertinent. Actually, there's a lot of books on placebos. I recommend that you read them. It's the same kooks that go to chiropractors who couldn't really pass a legitimate MCAT test if you held a machine gun to their head. But Harvard recently did a study on placebos. In the old days, it was a double-blind study. The doctor didn't know what he was giving you, and the patient didn't know what he was getting. In theory, it doesn't get any better than that. Now, Harvard is doing a study, the results aren't published yet, where they tell you you're getting a placebo. And at least the preliminary information that's been put out on the internet is that even that works. That is scary. It's true. There's a strong argument for that, Erica. Absolutely. Hey, Faye. Good night, Lana. Hey, John. No, I mean, you go through life and you're trying to, decipher up or down. Now, if you got a job as a college professor, unless you're tenured, you may end up selling out. Of course, if you're running for office, you got to lie your fucking ass off. If you're in a municipal capacity as a mayor or a city manager, you're super fucked. You're walking on eggshells all goddamn day long, splitting hairs. Hey, Angie. Robert Sapolsky, Sapolsky. If you don't find the lecture on behavioral psychology, but it's really relating to religion, let me know and I'll forward it to you. This guy's face should be on a $20 bill. Never in my life have I ever seen anyone put the pieces together like this guy. If you had, you don't have to be a Christian to believe that Jesus existed. I do. I just don't think he was the Son of God. I would put Robert Sapolsky first and Jesus probably third or fourth. This guy is a godsend, for lack of a better word, to humanity. Hey, Indigo. Random, how's your child doing? You like that, Angie? That's good. That's good self-esteem. Hey, Frisky. No, you will. I guarantee you, anybody out there that doesn't love this guy, please let me know. I'm subject to my own biases as well, but I'm telling you, I'll tell you what I do. When I sign off here tonight, I will turn on Robert Sapolsky. I just got 3 books today, and I'll listen to his lectures. This guy, you talk about supercomputers, artificial intelligence, blah, blah, blah. This guy's better than that. Oh, good, Interneil. Good for you. You're lucky. So you're not biased. Oh, thank you. No, but, I know that, I know my place in this world. And I know what works and what doesn't work. And I'm lucky to have made it this far. I had quite a hiccup there about 4 years ago. But up until then, it was great. Now it's great again. But you never know. Yep, 12:23. It's not big. I think is that all it is here? 123 here. Yeah, there's lots of reasons for that. I own mine. I never really looked at it like, if I was 21 years old and I was in 2 mental hospitals, it would have been the end of the world. You'd have been explaining it to dumb, big-breasted, blue-eyed bimbos, trying to convince them that you weren't crazy. You'd have been coming up with an explanation to jobs, employers, interviews, CVs. But so the good news is, it happened to me late. I don't regret it. There's a big silver lining in that. I'm surprised I lasted that long. And like I've said before, it isn't what people think it's from. Everybody thinks that suicide is loneliness and nobody cares. It was none of that with me. Zero. It had nothing to do with it. That's just a cookie cutter way it's sold to you, where you call up the village idiot on an 800 number and they read off a printed manuscript that doesn't make any sense at all. I got lucky. Hey, class. Well, I think I got lucky. I don't rule it out. I'm not saying it's never going to happen again. Hey, Cindy. No, I don't think it was. Nah, nope. I don't think it was. Now I got YouTube fucking with me, which I'm about ready to give up on YouTube. It's not that I'm going to change anything that I'm doing, but for the very same things that they promoted me for, they're fucking with me now, and I'm just not jumping through any uh, firing hula hoops. Not doing it. I would have probably done it. You know, everybody's got a price. There's a dollar amount. Don't shoot yourself. But between Social Security, which I don't get yet, and money that I saved through this fucking YouTube bullshit, things I sold, and, you know, other horse shit, it looks like I'm home free now with being able to not suck ass, lie, and need a job. I did. Thank you. Thank you for that. Don't like that. Kevin Salami, who is that? No, there's so many idiots out here. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, like, if you look at the DSM, now it's up to the DSM 5. I mean, for all I know, there's the reason for that is here's the thing. I mean, the way you think, they categorize it as mental illness, but maybe it isn't, right? It's just a unique way of looking at things. But these insurance companies were getting fucked left and right. So they came up with the DSM, you know, 2, 3, 4. I think they're up to 5, maybe 6. I think the last issue I have is 6. I mean, there was a time when the DSM, I think 3 or 4, considered women going through a menstrual cycle a form of mental illness. There's a Jewish girl that wrote a book on that. It's been a long time since I've read it. Bottom line in, this DSM was created so insurance companies quit getting fucked. And what I mean by that is you go into a psychiatrist or psychologist and, you know, if they had their way, you'd never get better. You'd be there for 50 fucking years for this and that. So finally they got together, the insurance company lobbied Congress got together and forced a nomenclature for identifiable mental illnesses, right or wrong. That's what they did. So then they had to start labeling you. And, you know, that's good and bad. I mean, I've been labeled everything. Bipolar 1, bipolar 2, fucking chronic depressive. So through the years, I've got a badge for every single one of them. I'm the mental illness. Uh, what do they call that top honor as a Eagle Scout when you get all those badges? Golden Eagle or something like that? No, menopause is significant. Angie, you would love this Robert Sapolsky because basically it talks about human behavior and how it's affected by hormones and the crazy shit you do. You know, you tend to think of it as, you know, osteoporosis. You're starting to grow a mustache like your husband and you can't conceive anymore. But there's a whole lot more of it to that behavioral wise. And he addresses this in his lectures. I think you would really enjoy it. Robert Sapolsky. Hormones control a lot of the things that manifest themselves in different ways in your life. No, Frisky, so true. Absolutely true. Hey, Helen. Hey, Philly. Yeah, fibromyalgia, you know, there's still licensed medical doctors. I'm not talking about Caribbean medical school graduates that still think fibromyalgia is a bunch of fucking bullshit. It's not true. It's a bogus diagnosis. It's people trying to get out of working. Now, Angie, I don't know if you've caught this on some of these lives that I've done before, but I encourage you to look at a lecture by Daniel Clauw, C-L-A-U-W. Have you watched those? C-L-A-U-W. He's a tenured rheumatologist that's a world-renowned pain expert at the University of Michigan. And his lectures address fibromyalgia. I do think there's a behavioral component to fibromyalgia. I think I have something like that. But I think you would love his lectures. Go watch him on YouTube. It's real to you, but watch his lectures. You'll learn so much. No, it's super interesting. I went to one of the lectures actually, and he's a tenured professor that also, when you're tenured, it's almost impossible to get rid of somebody. And he's a big THC, CBD, Rick Simpson's oil type guy. He cites European studies, which of course the AMA can't stand. So U of M would fire that motherfucker in a heartbeat, but they can't. But they would if they could, because he's a U of M graduate, super smart guy, believes in the medicinal benefits of marijuana and THC. But the AME will never support that. U of M just makes fucking bazillions by not getting on that bandwagon. So it's in their best interest for reimbursement to disagree with him. But it's kind of nice to see a guy in that environment that they can't can, that they'd love to fire. Fuck, I've been on all the medications, man. I've been on all of them. I've been this way since a kid. Now, I'm not making excuses for it, but my parents were both fucking nut jobs. Like I've said before, like I got my problems, but I've done well in some facets of life and not so well in others. But really, I should get A fucking plus how I turned out. I should have been in a goddamn prison someplace, and I'm not. But that's not how it works. Once you get into an adult life, nobody cares if you're ADHD, you're bipolar 2, you're bipolar 1, you're moody. Nobody gives a fuck. When you're getting D's and E's in the 6th grade, it's a big goddamn deal. Everybody's trying to save you. It's psychosomatic, the placebo effect, like Erica brought up. And if you look at the overall success rate of even the best antidepressants, Prozac as an example, it's only 60%. I've read fucking tons of studies on serotonin and epinephrine and conversions, blah, blah, fucking blah. I'm just as stumped now as I was 25 years ago when I didn't know what was wrong. So to answer your questions, to sleep, I responded to Remeron, but it made my joints sore. And I got tired of getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and cooking spaghetti and meatballs and eating 3 portions. If you look at the side effects of some of these medications, you never, of course, want the side effects to outweigh the medicinal benefits. And even though I was sleeping better, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and cook a goddamn fucking holiday dinner every night of the week. They say you gain weight. Yeah, no fucking shit. I just had a 3,500 calorie snack. And a lot of that shit, I don't give a fuck now because I'm older. But if you're a young guy and you're boning your wife 2 or 3 times a week, a lot of that stuff, that's one of the major side effects, is you can't perform sexually. Now it doesn't matter. Sorry to say. MS is very interesting. And what's interesting and what triggers it and how it manifests itself and if it's reversible and blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you this, Erica, and this has nothing to do with it. But, as recent as 10 years ago, if you were diagnosed with 4-stage lung cancer, you were fucked. I had a best friend that could love to talk to you about it, but he died less than a year after he was diagnosed with it. Pancreatic cancer's like that too. By the time you get diagnosed, but there's better markers now, better inhibitors. There are drugs out there now where you can actually have 4-stage lung cancer and survive it. And with regard to MS, you're young enough, Erica, that I think I'd give 3-to-1 odds that by the time your life ends, you're gonna not have that. Nobody thought at all 10 years ago that they'd ever be able to eradicate and technically cure hepatitis C, but they did. So hang in there. Same with lupus. You guys are going to have a payday someday, I promise you. There are some drug companies out there now, and I'll get the name of these because I know you're suffering from these afflictions from my buddy, who's a physician that's a fucking nut that studies all the time. They are very close to ending these diseases. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Helen. Yeah, no, yeah, hepatitis C is nothing anymore. No, it's crazy. And look at the protease inhibitors, which is why Magic Johnson is still alive. It's possible. Yeah, send me that. I'll tell you what I can do for you, Erica. What I will do is my I'm not bragging or name dropping. Actually, this guy that I would consider my best friend now is a doctor. He got fucking bamboozled in a pyramid scheme. And you know how I met him 5 years ago? Serving a subpoena. It's the one PI type related case I've done in 10 years. And we've become like best friends. But I can tell you this, he's well liked. When John F. Kennedy was shot, there was a guy by the name of Malcolm Field. I think he's 90 years old right now. He's so renowned. He's in Saginaw, Michigan, that the hospital down there built a condominium for him so he could live there all the time. And if there's a guy that knows neurology and neurosurgery, that's your guy. My friend is best friends with him. So even though I don't have the resources, I'm tight enough with my friend that there's a radiologist and Malcolm Fields, who's a world-renowned expert, that I know if you send me your MRI information, that I can give it to my buddy, he will send it to them, and I will get you a free opinion on what they think's going on. Guaranteed, no charge. So what's the origin of your back pain, Meat Candy? Is it stenosis or an injury or what? Yeah, so man, got fucking lucky, man. Let me give you an example. I got a friend of mine, known him forever. He worked for me back in the early 80s. It was right before I got married. I didn't get married till I was 30, and that was in 86. I've known him forever. We still talk like probably twice a week. Had a parachute injury in the fucking service. Got a partial disability, which isn't worth a shit. Pays your fucking electric bill for the rest of your life. Struggled with this as time went on. Pain got worse. Got to where it was really bothering this guy. His life was fucked up. He lives in Traverse City. I like Traverse City. It's great, but you don't want to be there as a patient if you're not rich. It's a bunch of self-serving, prima donna, cocksucker doctors that don't want to really take Medicare, don't want to take Medicaid, and if you don't have premium insurance, they could give a fuck. And that's where he lives. Lived in Traverse City about 20 years. The pain got so bad, he was getting numbness in his legs. He was going to these fucking places and getting dicked around with bullshit epidurals. So he called me and he said, do you know anybody that, could maybe help me? It's like, as a matter of fact, I do. I've become friends with this guy. I go over there, we eat dinner. We drink wine a couple times a month. He's not accepting patients anymore, but I know if I called him, I could get you. Now, I'm not bragging. I swear to God, I will help anybody I can. I've been so lucky in certain facets of life. Anyway, I call my buddy. It's like, hey, I got this buddy of mine. This guy's getting fucked around. He's getting bullshit. These insurance companies don't want to pay. Chiropractic horse shit. He said, well, send him over. Goes over. My buddy writes him a referral for an MRI, which nobody would do again. Now, mind you, 35 years of back pain. The MRI comes back. He has stenosis, and it's getting worse. There were 2 MRIs. Here's one thing you want to know about these expensive tests. I don't care where you go. They're only good for about 6 months. So if you're getting it broke off in your ass for big deductibles, you want to make sure that you use these tests within the 6 months period when you go to see a new doctor. Because most doctors don't want to take an MRI that's longer than 6 months. So my guy gets the MRI, stenosis, ends up getting fucked around because the VA was going to pay for it, ends up getting another referral on an MRI because it passed the 6 months. My buddy gets him. I said, "You going to send him to Dr. Field?" He said, "No, I don't think it's necessary. Dr. Field does consultation now. He doesn't do surgery himself." Look him up, Malcolm Field, Saginaw, Michigan. But I know an excellent neurosurgeon in Traverse City. He gets my friend a referral, what you need, nobody else would do. He gets the surgery in Traverse City. This is only about 8 months ago. And he's now building his own house with zero pain. So my point here is, this is how you get fucked around. And if you don't have a connection, or you don't get lucky like I did, you can live your life up until the day you die with pain because you didn't get a break. It's sad that it's come to this. It happens in Canada, where they have free medical care. And it happened here, but it shouldn't. So this all came down to me meeting a doctor through serving him a subpoena, getting to be good friends, gave a fuck, and there's a guy walking around building a house now pain-free because of that. Is it sad? Absolutely. Is it fair? It isn't. Is it a happy ending? You better believe it. So when I have these resources and I can help a person, believe me, I'm lucky. I'm so lucky to do this. I don't hold off on a parade or the Gold Star or the Krispy Kreme donut hat for me. I don't want it. It doesn't interest me. I'm glad I can help you out. Nah, honestly, everybody always asks me that. Believe it or not, it has nothing to do with being a PI. And it has nothing to do with anything. I think it's just, honestly, I joke about this all the time. I believe it in 100%. Shit luck. It's the real world musical chairs. I've had bad luck, but mostly good. When the music stopped, I sat down and thanked the spirit of Johnny Holmes and Linda Lovelace. When I did, there was a chair there. That's it. Oh, you lucky dog. I made a lot of money doing a PI, and I'm not really a particularly good student. I tell everybody my PI, man. I came from a fucked up background. I wanted to go to college, but I really wasn't prepared for it. I was always a bad student. I'm still a bad student. These books I get, I skim through them, kind of speed read through them. The good news is, could I pass a test in a legitimate college class? Probably not. Could I kick your ass at Jeopardy? For sure. I've lost twice in Jeopardy in about 10 years, and it's because of doing this kind of shit. So is there anything to brag about? Not really. It's kind of bar talk. So I got into, I went to a junior college, fucked around, had a lot of girlfriends, barely got C's. Dropped out, worked for a Hartz Mountain, the pet company, for a year. I thought, man, I need to get up to one of these 4-year colleges and bang all these goddamn chicks and shit after football games. I really thought it was like that. And you know what? It was. I transferred to Eastern Michigan University, which is a fucking joke. A goddamn kitten could get into that place. It wasn't really known for its academics. I transferred up there in 77. And I went to college here. I didn't graduate till 80. Barely again, a C average. But it was a good time. I knew it was a fucking bullshit school. But anyway, long story short, So I went from, really kind of relegated to being a factory worker, not knocking you guys, to being a licensed private detective because I had this bullshit 4-year degree in criminal justice. I got licensed as a PI, didn't know a fucking thing about it. Nothing. But I liked that idea of sneaking around and fucking around. And what happened to me is I got a job at General Motors. It was a salaried position, but you were paid overtime. And I started out at $46,000 a year, and that was in 1981. It was the same time I got my PI license. And I chose midnight shift, full benefits, no deductible, the good old days, right? And I worked midnights, and then I got this PI license, like, fuck, So I went out, and it's like, what do PI? I had a state trooper that I knew as a kid that talked me into getting my PI license. So I go out. He said, you ought to do work for insurance companies. Forget that murder shit, following husbands and wives. There's no money in it. And that's exactly what I did. And I got lucky, and after about 3 months, I got a company called Michigan Mutual. It's called Amerisure now in Michigan. And I went in there, and I had a couple people that liked me and kind of took me under their wing. And I'm sure they looked at they gave me photocopies of other detective agencies' reports. And I thought, oh, god damn, man, this is what you got to do, huh? It's like, no fucking problem. And I liked being out late and fucking around and, had big balls and didn't mind talking to people. So I thought, boy, this is going to be great. And within 6 months, when I was working at GM, I made $50,000 part-time as a private detective. This was in 1981. And I thought, fuck that. So after a while, within a year of working there, GM started getting pissed at me that I never wanted to work overtime. Everybody was making great money. It was like crazy fucking money. You didn't do shit. You checked trailers. It was a fucking joke. But those were the good old days when the car companies were still super profitable. So they started getting on my ass about not working double shifts and shit. It's like, fuck you, I don't care. I'm making way more money than, this fucking overtime could ever pay me. So I quit. And that was the beginning of the end, man. And I'm not bragging. Believe me, you guys are never going to find a smoking gun. So I started this PI agency. And from 81 till about 86, I was actually making about $250,000 a year as a fucking private detective. And once I realized where the money was, I didn't want to fuck around with any of that shit that you see on TV. There's no money in it. If somebody hires you to follow their spouse, if you don't catch them fucking their secretary for 35 minutes, they think you ripped them off. They're constantly complaining. Unless you can get inside of break the law. When you're making that kind of money, it doesn't make any sense to break the law. It's not a TV show. It's reality. So I'm not going to be hiding cameras and shit in hotel rooms. Besides, I couldn't get in there before the guy that was banging his secretary showed up anyway. So I learned early on, do not do work for the public. So between 81 and 92, I had a fucking killer business. I actually had like 20 full-time private detectives. And what ended up happening is, I've had mental health issues. You get fucking tired of girls. I could have been married to Linda Lovelace with a PhD, and I got tired of it. I take full responsibility for this. Had a good-looking wife, had it fucking made. Everything was paid for. I had my own airplanes. And in 92, I thought, I'm going to tell you this, and I've never told anybody this before. And I'm not bragging, and this isn't all on me. There was an FBI agent killed in Mexico around 1990. There was a guy named Lee Lapin, L-A-P-I-N. Long story short, I knew these guys, and it was information brokering. And what it entailed was getting earnings records. Now, it's kind of like a Robin Hood story. And honestly, this is what happened. I can't get prosecuted for it anymore, so I don't mind telling you the truth. So I got to know these guys about third party, and what it would be is, you want to know where these people work. Where if you were on a workers' comp case or you had a liability and you were lying about your employment, we could get 2 earnings profiles. One was 2-year, as it turns out. that came through the Michigan Employment Security Commission, where you could get 5-year, and as it turned out, that came through the Social Security Administration. And I charged $200 for the 2-year and $600 for the 5-year. Fucking killing it, man. I paid cash for an airplane. Now, here's the funny thing about it is, you know who my number one client was that hired me for this shit? The state of Michigan. And it was from the department that hired claims of companies that had went insolvent. The guy I dealt with that helped the FBI catch this motherfucker in Mexico was the guy that found him for the FBI, Lee Lapin. Long story short, I was sued by a judge. You can look this up right now. Ravary, R-A-V-A-R-Y, versus Reed, R-E-E-D. And at the time, it was kind of looking shaky. Ted Koppel, Nightline, they did a profile on the FBI agent that got murdered and how they were able to track the guy down. Well, the guys that I was dealing with that was selling me this information are the guys that helped find this motherfucker. Swear to God. You would think, well, that sounds like bullshit. How could the FBI? Let me tell you, law enforcement agents are tied to criminal records. They're tied into LEIN, L-E-I-N, the Law Enforcement Information Network, and that allows them all sorts of shit that a guy like me can't have. But when it comes to tricking people, setting them up, getting into records that you shouldn't be able to, they can't break the law to try and find some guy, even if it was some Mexican that killed an FBI agent. So everything's going great. I get sued by this judge. My wife gives me an ultimatum that's like, hey, motherfucker, I'm tired of this stupid bullshit with you. Either you marry me or I'm fucking never go back with you again. And I was 30. It wasn't like I had like women like that banging on my goddamn door every night, so I agreed to it. It's like, yeah, I'll marry you. I get sued by this fucking judge. This fucking cunt judge in Detroit, Susan Borman, said that if I didn't divulge the name of my client, she was going to jail me. It's like, well, fucking jail me then. I don't give a fuck. She said, all right, I'm jailing you. Now, here's the interesting part of this. When you did work for insurance companies like I did, they would require you to have a liability policy and it enlist them as an additional insured. It was $1,500 a year back in 1981. It's expensive. Nobody wanted to do it. But it was the difference in making a ton of money and not. So who gave a fuck, right? You didn't want to do it, but you did it or they weren't going to let you. They weren't going to hire you. So I get this insurance policy. This fucking judge sues me. And because of the insurance policy, I was covered. I get held in contempt of court. This 2-bit fucking whore remands me to jail. I call the insurance company, and it's on his website. There's a very famous University of Detroit graduate that actually was going to get appointed to a federal position by Clinton, and he didn't make it. John Jacobs. Go look up John Jacobs, appeal attorney in Detroit. He actually lists my case on his CV, his resume. The insurance company hires John Jacobs, who's like a fucking super genius, and he clerked for at least one of the Michigan Supreme Court justices. John Jacobs represents me, waves his magic wand. I get an emergency stay. The Michigan Court of Appeals agreed with me. I never end up going to jail. It goes through the Court of Appeals, and I end up beating the case. Now, that's the good news. The bad news is when you're covered by an insurance company in an attempt to save money, they can settle cases even without your consent. As the guy that's getting sued that doesn't think he deserves it, that doesn't want to divulge the name of the people that hired me to investigate this prick, of course you don't agree with that because you look at a settlement as a sign of weakness. Luckily, believe it or not, small world, the claims examiner for the insurance company I knew personally. He had worked for the company that helped me out and get me started at Amerisher. His name was Ralph Kozak. Kosscek. So they ended up, you know how much my bill was to get that and to get me out of that fucking bullshit? This was in 1986. It was $67,000. But I ended up beating the case. You know, so I had some times back there where I really got lucky. But I got married. We couldn't take a legit honeymoon because I thought I was going to jail. I ended up beating the case. We ended up taking a plane out to Hotel Del Coronado in San Diego. I come back. Everybody thinks I'm fucking an ass kicker because, you know, I stood up to this judge. It wasn't true at all. I was lucky enough to have an insurance policy. The Court of Appeals saw it my way. Kept on doing it. Got fucking tons of work. And I sold that detective agency for $1,300,000 in 1992. Which seems like a lot of money, but when you pay... you know, I was having like a mental breakdown again, like depression. When you pay income tax and you know, like nice shit, and you buy 20 acres in Florida and build a brand new building, it's not that much money. You know, I went into breeding dromedary camels and tropical birds. I got fucking lucky. Actually, you know, I'm allowed to fuck off now from money I made back then. I mean, I made a lot of money up in that 10-year period, and after then, it hasn't been that great. I mean, I was making a couple $100,000 in Chicago. Sold another detective agency for $500,000. The guy defaulted about $100,000 into it. So that's how life is. You know, you just never know what doors are open and closing. But I'm a guy that was a bad student, not exactly the hardest worker in the world. I got lucky. Which is why, if you're ever wondering why I do what I do, because I have a genuine interest in the people that I interview. And I know they're not lucky. And I know that mine didn't have anything to do with being a good student, working hard, giving a fuck. I got a magic wand waved over my head, and I realize it, and I try to do the same for other people that I can help. Really, that's the truth of it all. Yeah, no shit. I swear to God, man. Hang on one sec. So my point here is that you know, here's the fucking thing, man. Like, this is the only way I can quantify this stuff, is that you're never going to get a smoking gun with me. You're never going to find out that I've got Becky pregnant, that I'm fucking Tassie on the side. You know, none of this shit, man. And this sounds as fucked up can get. And I'm not suggesting you go this route, but I think being in 2 different mental hospitals for the entire month of June 4 years ago, this is what came out of it. And what came out of it was that anybody can get there. It doesn't have anything to do if you have money, you don't, if you're smart or you're stupid. But I promised myself this one thing. You know, you have these come to Jesus moments, that I was never going to do any fucked up stupid shit again. I'm talking about like finding a wallet and taking the money but turning in the ID, fucking around married women, this kind of stupid shit. You know, lying. I'm not doing it. So in a way, it did me a lot of good. Not that I was really that bad of a guy anyway, but I know the difference between right and wrong. Let me give you an example. You guys know this person. I'm not going to mention her name. She knows who she is. She's probably watching now.
And I've made a fucking ton of money, man. And I made a bunch of money off YouTube until lately. I'm on their shit list now. I'm probably never going to make any money anymore, but that's fine. I'm not jumping through any firing hoops. I saved all the money I got through YouTube. And there was one month where I got 24,000. So she called me the other day. You know, we've been on and off. She said, "Hey, there's this girl down in this place. She's short on rent. Will you send me money?" And I said she needed like 180 bucks. Big fucking deal, right? So I sent her 180 bucks. No problem. I'm the greatest guy in the world. You know, have a parade. Give me the Krispy Kreme fucking hat. And I was a little disappointed in her, not a lot, because she said, I didn't want to tell you this. But she's like a slim 22-year-old with a 4-year-old child, single mother, and she's struggling. There's a lot of people out there struggling now, living in hotels and motels. They're struggling too. Business travel is now. And I said, well, why would you not tell me that? She said, well, I know. I said, well, no, fucking tell me. Why would you tell me that shit? Because, I'm disappointed if you perceive me that way. And she said, well, she's just young. Let me tell you this shit. If you don't think that I think young, attractive, fucking blonde-haired women are good looking and that I don't find them attractive, you're wrong. I find them really attractive. I think they're beautiful. This is an aberration in the evolution of human beings that I'm disappointed with. But I hate to say this, man, it fucking sucks. Does this keep me from doing anything kind? No, it does not. You could weigh 500 pounds and have 4 eyes and a clit bigger than an Oscar Mayer wiener hot dog, and it wouldn't bother me when it came to helping you. But I don't know why men think that way. It's fucked up. But anyway, I went on to proceed to tell her, it's like, I don't mind helping people out. And this mental fucking hospital stay clarified for me I would never do fucked up shit like that. And you can say, well, it's consent, blah, fuck that too, man. You guys know what normal is and an expectation. And let's say I was an older guy and I caught a young 22-year-old, know-nothing, attractive, desperate girl that needed money for rent. You gotta be one fucked up motherfucker to take advantage of that. And I'm so thankful that I think this way, because she doesn't know anything yet and she's desperate. And I've said this before. I lay it all out to you guys. I tell the truth all the time. I've had threesomes and 2-girl blowjobs and all fucking sorts of shit. I'm not bragging about it. I was cursed with liking that kind of fucking shit. I wish I didn't, but I did. And I have women now that won't talk to me 25 years down the goddamn road because they did some of that shit. The other side of it is, I never talked to anybody into anything. They liked me. They thought it was cool. They didn't mind if we did it. But here's the point. I don't want any negative fucking bullshit. If you don't like me, I want it to be for the right reasons. And I don't want anyone that I ever cross paths with for any reason feeling bad about their interaction with me. And I think even before I thought this way, I had a pretty good batting average. But now I think I'm batting 1,000 because I don't want any indiscretions. I want, when you meet me, I want it to be, not to mean that we're not going to disagree. I want you to think I'm a good guy, and I want you to be glad that you met me. I would never do some fucking shit like that. I would not. And I'm just so thankful, aside from being a religious guy, that I am not that way. That's why I go off the rails when these idiots fuck with me about taking advantage of people that I helped. There's no smoking gun. I always bring this up. Show me some evidence. There is none. Nah, it's fucked up though. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, I think that, you say that, and that's good, and I think you think I'm a decent guy, but I will say this, that, that's one, it's another, like, I watch porn, and any young girl that's ever asked me, they're thinking of topless dancing for the summer, and they've considered porn, I tell them not to do it. And basically what I hang my hat on, that me watching it has nothing to do with someone that I want the best for and what I think the right decision to make. This is a fucked up thing, god damn it. I love animals. I quit riding my bike so these fucking praying mantises don't get fucked with and that they hatch like they're supposed to. That goddamn bug took 90 minutes to weave that thing. I don't think like I say, I bring it up all the time, I don't deserve a parade, a Krispy Kreme hat. I just think it's the right thing to do. And I'm like that with everything, whether it's animals, relationships. Now you say, well, okay, yeah, if you're like that, then why are you alone and not living with your wife? Good question. And all I can say is, mental illness, I guess. Fuck, I don't know. And that may not even be right. I mean, off the cuff, I'd say it's because I don't have to. I don't want to. She's living with some guy, and I'm a hard guy to be around the whole time. I mean, you guys see me in my best. I get on when I'm in a good mood. I upload videos when I feel like it. So it's not an accurate depiction of what I'm like all the time. I think if you were around me when I'm off YouTube, you would have different feelings. I don't want to be a fraud. I get pissed over the stupidest shit. Here's an example. So I got this old van I drive. I take it down to get all the surveillance shit taken out, the heater, the fans, so I can get my bike in there easier. And I thought, it's an older guy that's doing the work. And I thought, I don't want this motherfucker, fucking with this rear seat. I'm going to take it out. Well, that fucking thing is heavy and it's awkward. But I took it out. And I got my garage. I got a fucking Toyota Sienna in there. I got my, I've just been mentally ill. I don't get much done. I'm a fucking slob now. I used to be anal. And I think I don't have any room in my garage. It's a single car garage. So I got this fucking car in there. I got every other goddamn thing. So I take this fucking rear seat to this Astro van, 2003 Astro van, and I drag this motherfucker. It's sitting in the middle of my living room floor. Because I didn't want this old guy having it, fucking with it. And it's just like, nobody would put up with that. I don't even have any living room furniture. I was really into old antiques. I had a 1890 hand-carved walnut French Rococo dining room set, gold leaf, black glass. It's beautiful. But that was another thing that came out of being in a loony bin. I'm not collecting anything anymore other than books. But the books I buy are nothing. I sold a huge... This isn't... You always have this standard of being embarrassed and making dumb decisions. And I think there's a default mechanism in people that you try to make yourself look as good as you can and not like a big flaming fucking moron. So I've told you the good news. Now let me tell you the bad. So before I end up getting fucking run off the road by 2 SWAT teams, arrested, locked up, put in a padded fucking ambulance and taken to the Upper Peninsula the second time, I was really into this fucking, collection shit. But I painted myself into a corner where that I could barely function. I'm not kidding you. If I dropped I've been depressed so bad before where I've dropped the top of a toothpaste cap and just left it there and went over to Walgreens and bought another tube. That kind of depression. And I was an absolute fucking fanatic about what I collected. It wasn't yard sale shit, not bragging. And I had a hell of a collection of Matthew Brady original photographs in the Civil War. I had 9 really good Abraham Lincoln letters. And I had 1 million glass negatives and about 3,300 really kick-ass photo albums. Lots of prose. Tons of ephemera. Mark Twain original letters. You fucking name it, man. It's just crazy fucking shit. But here's the caveat to the whole thing. I was so down in the dumps. I couldn't even function for a long time. So fucking depressed, suicidal. that I didn't have the capability of selling it. The University of Michigan came up here, and when you're depressed and when you have anxiety and you're angry, you're fucking snapping at nothing, it isn't a good time to negotiate. So I had the University of Michigan come up here. They spent 3 days. They stayed in a hotel. And I explained to these motherfuckers before they came up here, hey, look, I want to sell the whole collection. I'll give you a deal on it. I don't want to be fucking around. I mean, I could barely put a goddamn stamp on a letter. Take it or leave it. They fucked around. They were here 3 days. Really nice. Brought me all their U of M shit, catalog, stuff they had. And then at the end of the 3 days, it's like, well, thank you for letting us come up here, but we only want about 20% of this shit. Well, that's all great and shit, but not happening. I told you earlier, I'll give you a super deal. I mean, the price for all of it wasn't going to be that much difference on what they wanted because I was incapable of listing it, fucking with people, answering questions, wrapping it. It's like when you're chronically depressed, the worst thing you could do to me is ask me to do a load of laundry. I got to put it in the basket. I've got to take it to the washer. I've got to separate it. I've got to put softener, soap, drying, folding, fucking around. Can't do it. That's what people don't understand that are chronically depressed. So I said, well, sorry, I can't do this. Well, can we have this? No, you can't have it. Can we have this? Nope. Not a bad deal. Then I had Christie's, the big fucking Jewish outfit from New York. I know I bring up Jews a lot. I'm a big fan of Jews. Except the ones that came out here from Christie's. What they were supposed to do was come out here, evaluate what I had, give me a reasonable offer, and I told them right from the beginning, look, motherfuckers, this isn't some guy that got lucky at a yard sale. I know what I have. You offer me a reasonable offer, and I'll sell it to you. I was desperate, man. I was cash poor. I had property I couldn't sell. I couldn't take the time to sell this properly. It's like, yeah, no problem. Came out here 3 days. The end of the 3 days, I'm like being cool. I'm not being cool. Actually, I was being stupid. At the time, I was friends with the local prosecutor. I'd go over to her house every night. I'd let these motherfuckers, they probably stole shit. I can't prove it. And honestly, I don't have any knowledge of that. I'd go over, we'd play Jeopardy. I'd beat her ass. She'd get pissed. We'd eat dinner, and I'd come home. They were here for 3 days. I didn't even go down the basement, and I didn't because I didn't want to go down there and get pissed off. I was depressed. I hoped that they gave me a reasonable offer, even if it wasn't reasonable. I wanted to sell this fucking shit. I needed the money, right? After 3 days, I go down there, and there's fucking shit laying everywhere. Goddamn photos missing out of albums, fucking shit sitting up on top of a hot water heater. And it pissed me the fuck off. And these guys got like stacks of like shit that they wanted. So I go down there. This is after explaining this. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like, well, this is what we want. It's like, I told you, stupid motherfuckers. First of all, be respectful. You were out here. Now, mental illness could have played a part of this, but I'm being honest. There's fucking shit laying all over. I told you that you came out here to evaluate the collection, and now you're telling me you're going to give me 40 grand for these piles of shit? Fuck you. And I kind of jumped them. They thought they were going to get it. I said, get the fuck out of here, man. It's like, well, you're not even going to, let us buy. It's like, fuck no. Get the fuck out of here. Now. Get the fuck out of here, motherfuckers. So it's like these two PhD fuckers, consultants, son of a bitches, and this other motherfucker that worked for Christie's. And I was like about ready to fucking go off on these fuckers. So they end up leaving, so I got all this fucking shit. But I'm not any goddamn better off mentally than I was before. So what do? Swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. It was about $600,000 worth of fucking shit. But here's the deal. This is what you'll learn in collecting. Whether it's Hummels, dildos, vibrators, French ticklers, daguerreotypes, tintypes, ambrotypes, first edition sign. I don't give a fuck what it is. Unless you have a venue, a legitimate storefront, you're not going to get the prices that you would get if you were one of those fucking guys. That's lesson number one. I got all this shit fucking in the shit bucket, so I put it on eBay. And I think I put 800,000 or best offer. So, would you fucking believe it? Now, was it worth 800? Yeah, but here's how it was worth 800,000. You took 10 billion goddamn hours to list it on eBay, take all the pictures, suck all the fucking asses, answer all the questions, ship it, and hope they weren't trying to fuck you. That's the top dollar amount. I put it on there, offers. You know, you can if you're into collecting good shit, you can pretty easily spot someone that knows what they're talking about and someone that doesn't. I'm getting these offers, you know, fucking 300 grand, you know. Will I finance it? No, blah, blah, blah. Bottom line, I finally had this motherfucker from Atlanta call me, get a hold of me, and says, hey, you know, I saw your shit, and can I come up? And he's going to come up Monday, and then he's going to come up June, July, August, October. And I finally said, hey, look, you know, you get me in a pissed off, irritable, anxiety-ridden, deep depression. And I finally called. It's like, hey, it was great talking to you yesterday, but hey, motherfucker, you've been jacking me off for 6 months now about coming up. Are you coming up here or not? He said, yeah, I'll come up there. I said, when? He said, well, how about next month? It's like, how about fucking tomorrow? He said, how about next week? I said, we're on. Long story short, guy comes up, realizes my predicament, said, I don't know if I want this or not, but how about this? Let me give you $25,000. I was behind on my taxes and all sorts of shit. If you can pay me back, great. If you can't, it's got unrelated to me buying the shit. I've had times like this happen too. I know you're in a nut house. Glad to meet you. No shit. I caught up my taxes, paid my, you know how it is, your minimum fucking payment on your credit cards. And that's what I did. Time went on. Wanted to buy it, inventory. Finally, this is what happened, honest to God, is I'm thinking to myself, I got all this fucking shit. You know, I'm trying to go to a plan B. Am I going to escape this mental illness? I just dodged a bullet on this fucking mental hospital. So I called him up one day. I said, hey, look, if you're serious about this, you've been a good guy to me. And you can say, yeah, the guy tricked you, fleeced you. Yeah, that may be true. I don't think it is. I've gotten to know him. That's the guy that I visit in Hilton Head, South Carolina. I said, I'll tell you what, man. I'll sell you all this shit for 100 grand. And, but you got to pay me now. He said, I'll do it. And that's what happened. In the course of us becoming friends, and he comes up here, and this guy's got money. He owns a paper company in fucking Atlanta. He's a great guy. This is just like the fucking praying mantis building a nest and me being lucky enough to watch it happen. During the course of him coming up here, and this took fucking forever. 4 days loading this fucking shit up in a trailer. You know, because you don't want to fuck it up. We talked, and we went out to lunch. And this sounds fucking nuts. I know it does. And I'm not trying, this wasn't my goal. And this is what he said, not what I'm saying, convinced him that collecting is a manifestation of mental illness. It's like having an inch-long dick. You make it up other ways. You want to buy this. Believe me, for 20 years, the last thing I did before I went to bed was check eBay. The first thing I did when I got up in the morning, if you told me, I collected everything, marble, stained glass, ephemera, prose, signed edition, fucking bullshit. And by the time he got that, and by the time we loaded it up, he believed, from what I told him, that collecting is a form of mental illness. And you know what? That motherfucker quit collecting. And he's thanked me profusely. We've become best friends. You know what he did? He sold that collection for the same thing he paid for it, because he believed what I believed to a couple Jews. not in a negative way, out in Oregon and Los Angeles, California. We still keep in touch. But if you look back from the beginning of the story to the end, there's a lot of lessons learned. That's why I don't bitch about everything. I am lucky to have fucking survived this goddamn crazy shit. Because one more turn in the fucking bend, actually in my second deal where I got ran off the road by a SWAT team and fucking sent to a nut house in the UP, I thought they were going to shoot me. I thought I kind of got set up to, you know, I thought they were going to, actually, I may be wrong, but I'm surprised I didn't get shot when I tried to take my seatbelt off. It just seemed like that. If I had to grade my experience with the Gaylord Police Department, at the beginning I would have told you I would have given them an A. Later, because they didn't want to get my car towed, they knew I was a PI, they asked me about having a pilot's license, but they lied to me about when a warrant was issued, and I verified that later, so I give them a B. Everybody involved in both those scenarios, I sent letters and thanked them for their professionalism, because overall that was kind of true. I'm sure if that same thing would have happened to me in the midst of interviewing Becky or Tassie in Detroit, I'd have probably got a bullet between the eyes. Now, is life better than death? Yeah, good question. I still question that, but I got to default to yes. So here I am, 65. I got more money than I could spend. I still got a gold mine that I got lucky on an obsessive, compulsive, stupid idea of buying property in Florida from the money that I made back in the detective agency sale. It has nothing to do with financial IQ, being a good investor, being smart, being savvy, due diligence, nothing. I got shit fucking lucky. I still own that with my wife. Of course, like in this country, all relationships with women and men, she owns 50% of it. Whether I paid for it, whether she did, I'm fine with it. I mean, on the negative side, she pissed away her whole young, attractive life with me. On the negative side, on the positive side, it doesn't seem to bother her. And, you know, that's kind of a golden egg hanging in the background, and I don't need the money. So when you think, well, why do you go out and do these things, or why do you feel that way? That's fucking why, man. I could just as easily be out walking around with a knapsack, looking for a place to live. I was fucking there one time after living just like a great life. But when you're mentally ill, if it's valid, you have dopamine issues, norepinephrine, and you're always looking for that constant high. Mine was buying Abraham Lincoln letters at $25,000 a piece because I had the money. Becky's is shooting a syringe full of heroin and not worrying about her current condition for another couple hours, and then hitting a load of crack the next day to wake up. It's not much different. Are people going to want to live next to me more than they want to live next to Becky? You're fucking A right, they will, but for the wrong reasons. It's no different. So in the whole scheme of things, everybody says, well, why do you do that? Why do you go down there? Like I've said, Tassie has a free pass. The notion that she's alive, if you go back and you look at the original interview, I'm more luckier than they are. I was, believe me, fucking rock bottom then. It may seem like I was just a guy asking questions, but I was in more trouble that they were in, just in a different kind of way. So this notion that I still talk to Tassie, she's alive, and she needs a couple $100 here and there, big fucking deal. It's the least I can do. It's like tipping the paperboy $1. That's how I came to this place. But in another way, I was always kind of like that. I mean, if you were my wife or my girlfriend, you'd know I'm a hot-headed, moody, psycho motherfucker. If you met me under the circumstances like I've met Becky, Tassie, Kim, Amber, Ginger, the girls that have died, you'd think I was a really good guy. Why? Because you saw me at my best. It's not real. It's like anything. Like I say, when people are getting divorced, Unless you've lived with somebody, you don't have the faintest fucking idea what they're into. And I'm not. I know my positives and I know my negatives, but what I hang my hat on, and I hope you believe this, and if you don't, that's okay too, is that you're never going to catch me in a lie. You're never going to find any indiscrepancies in the money and I'm fucking these girls on the side. And if I was, so what? They're prostitutes. 10 guys fucked them all week long before I got there. Now I'm the bad guy because I happened to do an interview after I was done. I don't do that. But what if I did? So, I mean, these critics and these fucking kooks that make these channels and that fuck with me full time, they lack the one main ingredient. And that is what? Evidence. There is none. So, you know, if you're ever questioning yourself why you subscribed or why you listen to this fucking bullshit, at least I don't think it was under false pretenses. Anybody has anything out there you want to ask me about? I'm an open book. I talk about my fetishes, my weirdness, my indiscretions with spending money. I mean, I should have fucking $10 million in the bank, and I don't. I have enough not to work. I live in a $75,000 condo and drive a van with 428,000 miles, but that beats working. I'm sick of PI work for some crazy, mentally ill fucking reason. I keep renewing my license. Why? I don't know. I couldn't even fucking tell you for sure. This came up on a chat a couple months ago. I have a fucking website. I think it's T.H. Reed Detective Agency. If you can fucking look that up. I haven't even went on that goddamn thing in a year and a half. And I think there's some bullshit going on with it because even though I don't advertise, I don't get emails like I used to. It's like, would you be interested in doing this or would you be doing that? So, you know, this fucking shit gets automatically renewed. Old habits are hard to break. And in my own twisted, fucked up, mentally ill, 65-year-old way, I still think that someday things are going to change, and they're probably not. I've been kind of stuck in this fucking quicksand fucking pit for about 15 years now. The good news is I'm not lonely. I really don't want a girlfriend. I'm disappointed in myself. I used to be a workout nut for my whole life, and it's just got to the point where I don't give a fuck anymore. And that's bad because I know I probably got 10 or 15 more years of putting up this fucking bullshit. You know how it is, you guys. I mean, you guys are out there. I don't think it's any different for you than it is for me, and I know that I'm on the downhill slide. You catch me tomorrow, maybe having a good time. I'll go out, fuck around, paddle around Lake George, take Daisy for a fucking walk, jack off to Pornhub a couple times, eat a peanut curry, shrimp fucking dinner, and think, wow, man, doesn't get much better than this. And then other times I think, this is not that great. The fuck are you thinking, you dumb motherfucker? Your house is a mess. You've been fucking around painting one room for 4 months now. Your life sucks. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. You know, I probably need to hire a fucking stranger. All I know is this. Happiness has been a moving target for me. But I think I'm aware enough to realize that it isn't going to be a young girlfriend. I'd swear to God, if I won the Mega Millions of the Powerball, it wouldn't change my life a bit. I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man. I'm along for the ride. I really don't. But when I get these goddamn cocksuckers, you know, they're out there blaming me. If you look at the lives of these people, man, it's not valid. I'm telling you that. It's not. I don't think I'm hard on myself. You know, yeah, I think I've been in and out of a rut my whole life. But, you know, I just think that's the way it is. Like I say, you know, when I really get down, and it's not legitimate. It's chemical. It's not rational. I think that I don't feel sorry for myself either. I just think I could be a quadriplegic getting finger fucked by an illegal immigrant during lunch in an assisted living care facility with no chance of ever doing anything better. Now, that's an extreme example to feel better about yourself, but it's true. I mean, I worry a little bit, not a lot, of like a chronic illness, but I really still think at the very worst scenario, the very worst possibility, I get some goddamn bullshit and I can't care for myself and I don't have the balls. Here's another thing I learned too. There's a big difference between suicide ideation and putting one between your eyes. I didn't know that until then. And I'm an ideation guy. I wanted to do it. I heard enough. I was depressed enough. I just could not pull that trigger. Farthest I got was chipping my tooth with a gun barrel. Is that good or bad? Who knows? But I think if the absolute fucking shit hit the fan and I woke up tomorrow and there was 23 ounces of diarrhea dripping down the side of the bed and that I got diagnosed with 4-stage colon cancer, this is why I think I've hung on to the connection with my wife. I think I could call her and say, hey, look, I know your boyfriend's fucking you and giving you 3 or 4 orgasms a night, but it's come to this point in life where I'm going to have to put up with this, maybe get some earplugs because I don't have any other options. I think if it really came down to the nitty gritty, I would probably move down to Florida until I fucking kicked the bucket. Watched your boyfriend give me the finger every morning because I couldn't move. But it would be better than nothing. It would be better than going to, I would like to think that I could finish myself off before I'd end up in one of these deals, like an assisted living care facility. But I think, I know this is fucked up, and you're going to say I got a big ego. I really think she'd leave that goddamn boyfriend if I was really in a jam. Now, there's no proof of that, and we won't know till it happens. But I know this. I know people that wanted to kill themselves that couldn't. And when it really comes down to the Grim Reaper, I do it too. When everything's great and I wake up and my internet's working and Pornhub doesn't have a glitch and I think it's a good day, I know that that could change any second. And if it does, I guess deep down, and I'm surprised that I admit this, that I know I got like a solid connection that I've known for a long time, even though a marriage worked out, that at least make life not miserable. I think that's why I do it, because I know the likelihood of, even though it's fucked up, and even though she lives with a guy, getting that close to someone again that you could count on is super unlikely. So there's your answer to why I never got divorced. Fucked up as it is, it's better than anything else I could get because of my own limitations. It happens. You know, it isn't fucking Cinderella. You know? Yeah, it's fucking nuts, man. I mean, it's, you know, you see some people like Tom Brady. You talk about a charmed life. I mean, he fit right into the narrative just perfectly. Yeah, we get along pretty good, you know. Damned if you do, that ain't no shit. Yep. Yeah, no, that's why. But, you know, at least it's just like go stroll through the self-help section of a Barnes & Noble. It's A to Z, you know, because I think it's all things that people struggle with, you know. And I think the struggle wouldn't be as significant if we weren't all brainwashed as children. No, you're probably right, Erica. Yeah, I agree with you. No, you're true, Bone. It's really true. You know, I joke and shit about like mail order brides and stuff like that, but I mean, my opinion, I mean, not talking shit and pissing people off and triggering people. My opinion of that is you got to have a major fucking screw loose to do some shit like that. Take some goddamn young girl from an impoverished country and offer her citizenship and basically being an indentured fucking servant sexual slave. You gotta be one fucked up motherfucker. I mean, I'm fucked up. And I'm probably a motherfucker too. But not in that kind of way. Yeah, no shit. No, it's so fun. Yeah, you gotta be a fucking nut job, man. It's not normal. I mean, it's not, you know, when I catch myself saying that, it's like, Yeah, what's normal? My dad used to tell me that motherfucker. I didn't even go to his funeral. It's like, if you're normal, I'm glad I'm not. But, I didn't agree with it. I think he's a prick for saying it. But there's a lot of logic to it. I mean, what's normal, right? Good night, Christine. Depends on the people. Yeah, there's so many variations. It's like you just can't, and it's the same reason why I get annoyed at people saying that, well, you're sending drug addicts money. You stupid motherfucker. They were getting money before I ever showed up. They're going to get money after I'm long gone. I mean, if if I if I sent Becky $20 and she OD'd tomorrow, I'd sleep like a fucking baby. Now you can take the sound bite, you can do your reaction videos, you can report me to YouTube. Because you know what? When I gave her the $20, it wasn't with that intention. Drug addicts have bills unrelated to drugs. The only difference in Becky, not now, but a year ago, is that she charged for it and you didn't. Your criteria that you were in a loving relationship. Hers was that she needed to support a drug addiction. As I've aged, I don't see any difference. No, big time, Jabo. Hey, Patricia. No, I just, if a gold digging, big titted, blonde, blue eyed Scandinavian tramp married a billionaire, you would say they seemed happy. She had 3,000 pairs of shoes in her closet, didn't work. Went to the gym all the day and flirted with the guys she'd really like to bang. You'd say it wasn't your business, but they seemed happy. She's giving it away. In a way, it's different criteria. And you take someone that has the unfortunate circumstances to become addicted to drugs, that are doing the same thing she's doing for free, and you got a big goddamn problem with it. That's what I think, Meat Candy. Yeah. Yeah, I really, it's a mystery to me. And let me tell you, I bought into this shit too. There's fucking wackos down there that have shot Marguerite with pellet guns and throw water balloons, fuck with them because they're prostitutes. Yeah, I don't, and I was like that too. And you look back, why were you like that? I'll tell you why I was like that. Because my high school bullshitted me. My church gave me a phony, false, faux idea of reality. My parents didn't know what they were talking about. So I learned all this shit the hard way. I'll give you $10,000 if you can show me an example of a young girl anywhere, when they asked what you wanted to do for a living, that raised her hand and said that I want to be a drug-addicted heroin addict that works as a full-time prostitute. You'll find none anywhere. It just kind of happens. Yeah, but when the mail order bride thing, this is all I know. There's a couple guys up here that have them. I knew a guy that used to own a little private airstrip in Indiana that had one. But let's face it, Meat Candy. Would you want to have an 85-year-old boyfriend that was rich? I mean, what's there other than money? Hey, Autumn. Yeah, I don't know of any first-hand Yeah, isn't that true? It's funny, Buttercup, who, God bless her, here I go using some Christian lingo. I'm not a Christian. I can't think of anything else to say other than the Johnny Holmes, Linda Lovelace, hope you get better, but Buttercup has, got a blood pressure problem. And actually, I don't know if we talked, it was a text, an email, or she said it in a chat. But she said her life at this age isn't what she wants it to be. That's profound. You do, Bopak. Yeah, it's just. I think that's weird, Helen. I mean, what older guy wouldn't, doesn't appreciate a young, attractive, good body? I'm telling you, man, I think it's an aberration. It's fucked up. For all you Christians out there that think, thought that Jesus, God inspired the Bible and shit, well, man hasn't evolved in exactly the most practical way. It's not fucking normal. I mean, if this shit was all the way you'd like to believe it to be, I should be like falling in love with 65-year-old women and shit. And liking them for the inside instead of the out, not being unattracted because they're 100 pounds overweight and all that bullshit. I mean, philosophically, it sounds like a good idea, but when you crunch the numbers, just look at TV anchors, movie stars, playmates, topless dancers. What I mean, this is a no fucking brainer. It's a tough pill to swallow. Yeah, she flirts with the young men because that's what she deserves. My textbook example of selling out for money, Lisa Bonder, Bonder. She was about as cute as a young girl as you could find, just all-American, a pro tennis player from Saline, Michigan. She sold out to Kurt Bonder, who's now dead. He was the biggest shareholder in Chrysler stock for years, and her life's been a fucking train wreck. And it was all for financial reasons. And I guarantee you, if you sat Lisa Bonder down and got her to tell you the truth, she'd have been much better in love with a guy her age that worked double shifts as a midnight manager at a 7-Eleven. Ask Ivanka Trump, for Christ's sakes. You talk about miserable. That lady must take a fucking handful of Prozac every night. Can you imagine crawling into bed with that fucking kook? Yeah, of course you will, Helen. And if you did, you couldn't blame her. It's not fucking normal. And even Lisa Bonder, she's getting a fucking $1 billion a year to buy every goddamn toy she wanted. She ended up getting pregnant by her fucking, I don't know what it was, personal trainer or some shit. You're goddamn right. Young, good-looking guy. This is how it's supposed to work. I constantly give you the example of, even in wildlife, deer season, rut's going on now. The young, attractive doe isn't looking for the male with a busted-off antler and his balls dragging the ground. She wants the buck that's kicking everybody's ass with a big fucking 19-point rack. It's got a big fucking hard on all day long. It's the way it works. It's biological. Don't try to change it. And only humans do that kind of stupid shit. You don't see any rogue, young, fertile female deer chasing after a goddamn male with his balls dragging the ground. They know that motherfucker may not be alive tomorrow. Good morning, John. Yeah, you got lucky on him. I mean, I've known people that have had relationships, but the kids turned out good. It's called gene expression. Tons of information on that. You never know what you're going to get. You could get a Rhodes Scholar or a serial killer. I mean, look at Crocra Debbie's mother got. You talk about fucking blanking out in a lottery machine. Holy fucking shit. She's another example of abortion should be legal. Good night, Simple Life. I hope you feel better. Glad that you got negative on that. It's true, Erica. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I mean, I know this sounds terrible, but in my opinion, I mean, Melania looks transgender to me. Do I have a problem with that? No. But I don't think she's totally feminine looking. I didn't think that of Brooke Shields either. Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife either. I mean, they just look to me like they got too much male hormone. Yeah, something's not right there. No way. I mean, if I was in Bangkok or fucking wherever she came from, Slovakia or fucking Hungary or Budapest, I don't know where she's from exactly. I'd be worried about reaching down there and grabbing a big 9-inch cock. It's like, what the fuck is this? I mean, kind of feminine, lots of makeup, perfect hair, dressed to the nines, smells good, but it wouldn't surprise me at all to see a big goddamn boner down there. No, yeah, it's just, hairlines have a lot to do with femininity. I was if you listen to these lectures I told you about, you read any of these books of Sapolsky, this shit is all very predictable. Like, examples, like cheddar cheese. It's dyed yellow. Why? Because white doesn't sell as well. When you look at racism, you look at blacks compared to whites, they get stiffer sentences. And as it turns out, there's a correlation between the size of eyes. All this shit with big eyes, sugar gliders, harp seals, all this shit with big eyes gets donations. You got foundations trying to save them. And all this shit with little eyes, or that can't see, or that live in the deep ocean with no eyes, gets fucked. I'm telling you, human behavior is very predictable. It's not fair. Yeah, Michelle Obama, yeah, same thing. But, I think that Obama knew early on that he was going to be a politician. Same with Bill Clinton. I'm not a big fan of Bill Clinton's. I've read plenty of articles, same with Richard Nixon, where people said that they thought that they were the most intelligent people they'd ever met in their life. But I think Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bill Clinton, they went with the career builders. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Instead of what they could have got. I mean, you try and, attach, physical looks, but even when Hillary was young, it's like, no thanks. But who knows? But if you look at the blowjob from Monica Lewinsky, it made a lot of sense. Clinton crime family. Yeah, arrogance too. You wait, this bullshit isn't over. But now, and I'm not saying that one's better than the other, but if you look at Bill Cosby, I still, man, got my questions on that shit. Should you be putting roofies and drinks and fucking girls on a couch while you give your wife your gold American Express card and tell her to get lost? Probably not. Did these women know what they were in for? I say yeah. Was it absolute rape? I didn't see all the evidence, so I don't want to come on here as a guy that knows the whole story. But that shit fucking suspicious. Same with Mike Tyson. This Desiree Washington fucking setup bullshit. Robin Givens. And here you got Bill Clinton, who is a good friend of Epstein's in Florida. No problem. Prince Andrew, going to all those young underage girls' sex parties, hasn't been charged. Alan Dershowitz, who's jumped the liberal fence and went over to the conservatives. He's on Fox News all the time. He was always down there. These young underage fucking masseuses and shit. Why aren't these white, powerful, rich guys getting charged and guys like Bill Cosby getting hung out to dry? I'm telling you, man, it's worth looking into. Yeah, Weinstein, yeah. Yeah, asexual is a possibility. Yeah, it happens. You're right. That's true. Yeah, he was admitted he's got some kind of infection, Bill Clinton. I'll tell you, there's something going on there. I don't know whether he took a handful of fucking Vicodin or what, but ever since Bill Clinton got out of the political spotlight, he's led a really low profile. And when you're getting offered $750,000 for a public speaking engagement, you'd wonder why you didn't see more of him. I don't like the motherfucker, so I'm gonna, say shit that may not be true because I like to see him go down. I don't like her either. Probably siphoning out of the Clinton Foundation as a non-profit and drawing $1 million a year salary. You know, when these presidents get out of there and write books, it's they got it fucking made. George Bush, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama. They're sipping a pina colada now after getting a ride to their vacation home in their private jet. Fondue, aged steaks, top-notch fucking margaritas. Well, they don't want to risk fucking this gravy train up, so they're all laying low. I think one of the best guys ever, and I would have never voted for that motherfucker in a million years, but I think he's a great guy. You'd love him as your neighbor, and you'd appreciate him if he was involved in your life, was Jimmy Carter. Class act, good guy. Even George Bush Sr. was a good guy. Probably, Phil, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I used to say I was a conservative or Republican, but, I don't say that anymore. I know it sounds like fucking selling out, but, I mean, goddamn, man, after Trump, I mean, how can you have a fucking brain cell firing and like this crazy motherfucker? I don't like Biden, I'm not a Clinton fan, but, it's getting to the point now. If a fucking ground squirrel made it through the primaries, I'd vote for it. I am so fucking tired of this goddamn bullshit. And on a separate note, but on a similar vein, this fucking town I live in, look it up. Google 14 criminal charges, West Branch, Michigan. If you're a chiropractic fan, which I'm not, you're going to have a hard time getting your back cracked for $69 and thinking that it actually did something medicinally, because they all just got arrested. Every fucking one of them. Not only in my town, but the next town. They're all fucking fraudulent ID, fake fucking medical bills suspicions. My neighbor just told me today my wife went to, fucking Johnny Fucknuts, and he's just been charged. Now, look, there are crimes that, you can always argue either way, right? You got fucking motherfuckers trying to knock 10 years off a felony conviction, and they're making up shit to get out of it, and that's the state's best witness. This isn't that. When you get nailed for insurance fraud or whatever, there's a, you guys know this. I've mentioned it. I was really good friends with the prosecutor. I don't talk to her anymore. It doesn't take me too much to fucking not have anything to do with people. But I learned a lot through her, and I learned that there's a level of what you have to... Prosecution, I don't think is difficult at all. You got the legislature, they make the rules. You got cops that are investigating it, and either you meet the criteria or you don't. In Michigan, they have an organization called PAC-PAM. So what that means, if you're a 3-year-old lawyer that doesn't know a fucking thing, and you've been supplementing your income working part-time at a Dairy Queen, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, and you somehow, some way, because your nipples stuck through in your profile picture and you were running and 2,200 guys jacking off to it voted for you because of that, you may end up getting the nod, winning the election as a prosecutor, and not knowing a goddamn fucking thing. And that's what organizations like PAC-PAM take care of. So even though you don't know anything, even if you did wills and trusts the whole time, if you get elected prosecutor, rather than make a laughing stock out of the entire fucking county where you reside, you can call them right away. There's a fucker picking up the phone right away and saying, hey, look, I got this case. I'm trying to prosecute this motherfucker. We got the witnesses. We got this with this. I don't know what to do. They'll tell you. They will fucking hand walk you through prosecuting this motherfucker, which I think is good. Because, on one hand, there's the ruse of the best candidate getting elected, which everybody knows is a farce. On the other hand, there's kind of a second stage that these fucking people are out there knowing what they're doing. There's nothing worse than getting a prosecutor that doesn't know what they're doing, having no resources, and losing every goddamn case from a, 35-year practicing criminal attorney that knows every trick in the book that makes a fool out of this person. So I'm all for it. But the bottom line is, in our county, check it out, all our chiropractors were just arrested. 85% of them. I mean, I've made a constant fucking joke about it. First of all, I don't believe in chiropractic. I don't. I can explain that to you if you want me to. Any fucking dumbass in the world that knows to take a shower every other day could be a chiropractor. It isn't at all anywhere near being a medical doctor, DO or MD. It's a fucking scam, if you ask me. Yeah, that's true, John, but on the same token, I mean, the state has to prove their case. And everybody villainizes lawyers by doing their due diligence and, you know, presenting a defense. It's how it works. I mean, I thought that way too. And then after years of realizing the criminal... I get in fucking arguments with my goddamn doctor buddy all the time. I tell him, this fucking guy thinks that these people that get indicted and charged and sent to prison are getting picked on. It's like, you're not getting it, motherfucker. First of all, you don't understand anything about... And I'm not pro fucking... I'm not a cop lover. If you watch my videos, I certainly have my issues with cops, but I'm all law enforcement. I want them. This fucking place is going to be like Puerto Rico if we don't have them. I'm not anti-cop at all. Do cops do fucked up things? You better believe it. But if you look at the hurdle on a criminal prosecution on a state or federal level, it's a fucking high hurdle. And not only that, if it goes to a jury trial, you got to prove this shit. I mean, the prosecution's got the problem, not the defense. So by the time somebody gets convicted, I'm not saying there aren't aberrations to that. They had it fucking coming, man. They did. You got a better chance of getting off than getting convicted. So when you're convicted on 12 people that are not supposed to give a fuck, you did it. No, I'm the same way, Conan. No, I don't believe that shit, Jangle Stick. I don't believe that chiropractic shit at all. I think it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Well, actually, Jangle Stick, my buddy's an osteopath. And, you know, they're like treated their whole goddamn career as a redheaded stepchild. And I hate to say this, and I love the guy. And I had I don't even know. See, I say fucked up shit too, right? I had a gay guy. What does that have to do with it? Nothing. Why am I mentioning it? I don't know. A neighbor in Chicago that graduated #1 from his undergraduate class at Harvard. And believe this or not, white guy. #1 in his Harvard Medical School. Big goddamn deal, academia-wise. Super good guy. Very humble. And he said that anybody that did their due diligence, gave a fuck, could be on the same level as a Harvard graduate 5 years after being out in the real world practicing. That's what he told me. He said the biggest gift a physician could get is insecurity, because he never feels that he's good enough. Now, it's funny, I was over drinking wine with my buddy about a week ago, and he agreed with me. I mean, this fucking guy I know is an osteopath, and all this motherfucker does is study, and he doesn't have to. He's got a mother worth about $30 million. He's made about $350,000 a year forever. He lives in West Branch, so that's a lot of money. But it's that goddamn DO compared to the MD shit. He wants to be on his A game. He said if he got injured and was out of the medical field for 2 months, he would have to retire. I'm telling you, man, being a family practitioner, a DO, you got to know so much shit. Seriously, man. I turned my fan off tonight. It's going to get cold tonight. Actually, it's 46 now. 46. Oh, really, Robin? Well, here's the deal. I mean, and You know, the cracking you hear is the facet joints. All as I ask you is to look up the studies, the double-blind studies, even the non-double-blind studies that they're doing at Harvard on the placebo effect. I'll catch hell for this. If you go to a chiropractor and you hear that noise and you think it's relieving pressure and that helps you, I believe it. It's just like fucking CBD and THC and Rick Simpson oil and pain relief. Like my doctor buddy says, he's totally against this marijuana bullshit. He says, who is he to judge on what helps the people? I guarantee you that. That's true. I'm not sure. $52, wow. No kidding. I mean, Erica, you could have very easily went to a chiropractor, had no surgery, and you'd still be hurting like hell with this carrot hung in the air on this bullshit fucking pie in the sky medical theory that they give you in chiropractic school. Totally true. Bingo, Erica. Bingo. Hey, Kay. Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing I say. I say that, I mean, you got... here's the deal that I'm thankful for. I'm a science guy. But it's a very good... Let's give you an example. Let's say I went on a dating site and I liked everything about this person. They liked Pornhub and Penang shrimp curry and small dogs. And then I got to the point where, do you believe the coronavirus inoculation is valid? If they say no, people are dying, I'd say fuck that. I'm out. I just don't see how anybody doesn't see this as valid. Is it perfect? No. Is there 1 out of 10,000 people that dies? Yes. But are there way more people dying because they didn't get it that should have? Fuck yeah. Hello? Yeah. Fucking crazy, man. Goddamn kooks. It's just like natural supplements. Yeah, bullshit. Good night, Kim. Robin, weren't you the person I sent that damn old African necklace to? Yeah, you wearing that thing around? Oh, thank you, Helen. I can't believe, there's a big difference between like a good live and a bad one. This is a good one tonight. You never know. You couldn't do it again. We couldn't do this again tomorrow night. Yeah, how long ago that happened on him? Yeah, soulmates. You believe in that, huh? That's okay, Robin. I don't rule it out. Hey, Blue. That's probably YouTube fucking with me. Oh, thank you, J-Bo. So, Meat Candy, it's 8 o'clock there now? Yeah, it's a good one, but there's no way of... You can't, like, predict these. Oh, sorry about that. 11. That's it? Huh. Oh, okay.
why I was thinking 6 hours difference. And I was thinking that when I was going to Alaska a lot when I was living in Chicago, but if that's true, then it would have been only 4 hours. Oh, okay, Kay. You guys would be disappointed. Plus, I'm getting fat. Yeah, that's what I think. I think we should like, all these people in a fucking rut, man. We need to like come up with a goddamn consortium, like an agreement to where none of us disappoint each other and just. And I'm speaking figuratively now. Just hold our balls to the fire that everybody makes everybody else responsible for the goals they've not been able to achieve on their own volition. If you're just stuck in the mud like I am, you can't get shit done. Fucking dishes are piled high. And fucking around painting one room for 3 months and you need help or support or what the fuck ever. I'm open for it. But I've always said it's easier to do something for somebody else than it is for myself. Yeah, each accountable. That's what I say, yeah. I mean, but, like, I don't know what the consequence would be. Maybe just being, someone calling me a dumb lazy fuck. I don't know. Yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, sure, that'd be fine, man. I got that. That's what those fucking DVDs are over there. I should meet Candy. I don't know why I don't want to do that. No, they're not. Don't like that. Don't ever believe that. Hi, Laura. Don't ever believe that. It's not real. No, Erica, yeah, no, yeah, everything you say I agree with. Yeah. No, yeah, no, yeah, everything you say I agree with. Nah, fuck it. I shouldn't. I got nothing but time and I used to be super anal on shit. Now, Erica, where you're at, it's what, 11? You're not on the same Alaska time, are you? In Denver? Oh, really, Indigo? Isn't that weird, Erica? Well, please share it with me if you find a solution to it. Ah, fuck it. Yeah, I might do that. I just can't do it, man. Oh, one there. Okay. It's one in Colorado? Are you kidding me? How can that be? Because I'm on Eastern, you're on Mountain, and we're on Daylight Savings Time. I don't want a cleaner. Well, really? It's one in Denver? How can you? Oh, I see what it is. I know what it is now. That makes sense. I was looking at how long the chat's going compared to what the time is here. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, post your link, me, Candy. Put it out. Put it on there. No, it does, Conan. You're right. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's how I'm getting. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's more of a problem for you than it is for me. I bet I haven't had anybody in my house in 5 years. Me, Candy, post your thing, your link to your channel. She's got interesting life up there. Yeah, Alaska's great. You would love it, Autumn. It's the last frontier. Really is. I can understand why people go out there and live in a hut with no running water and electricity. It's worth it. Hey, Faye, how you doing? No, I've been there a lot though, Chris. Yeah, I've been all over Pennsylvania. No, I do that too, Erica. Let me know if you get a handle on that, and if you can even like inch towards why. Erica, think back of the days when you were dating before you got married. You would have never allowed that bullshit to happen. No, you'd like it, Autumn. Yeah, trustworthy. Good luck. You dirty girl, Faye. It's a delicacy. It's what you eat up there. God, Faye. You're thinking back before you got married. Yeah, Faye thought it was a big dick. Way to keep your mind in the gutter, Faye. Tell your preacher. Right. Right. No, not me, Chris. No. Yeah, Erica. Yeah. You believed what you wanted to believe, Faye. Yeah. So much for that innocent Wisconsin cheese upbringing. Yeah. Yeah, good for you. Oh. Yeah, right, Blue. Yeah, no, no, that would get a lot of views, meat candy. Big time. Right. At least you're honest, Faye. We'll give you that. You're not a graduate of French finishing school. Sounds like it, yeah. Hey, by the way, that Briar Farms or whatever the hell they call it, that those people up the street from me, they uploaded the video of me interviewing them. So go check it out on their website. It says interviews. Yeah, it's a good question, Rob. Yeah, it looks like it. uh, yeah, it was a good one tonight. Yeah, you never know, though. I'm telling you, you can't plan these. It could be a year before it happens again. Yeah. Oh, you liked it? Oh, good. I hate listening to my own voice on interview. No, you should, Autumn. You should get out and check it out. Yeah, tell Don't Light that what that website is, will you, Blue? I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's a good one tonight, Helen. Oh, you liked it? Oh, good, good. Super nice people. It's like the all American family. Oh, thank you, Robin. Oh, thank you, Blue Jeans. Oh, thank you, Erica. Yeah, we have a good chat. Yeah, no, it's fun. Yep. Oh, thank you, Autumn. Yeah, guys need to hear it when my computer's not working. Yeah, I gotta do. I'm gonna do more of them this winter. That's for sure. Yep, sure am. Yeah, it was fun, Conan. Thank you. Yeah, it was a good one. Good night, Far Fairy. Oh, thank you, Autumn. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, Sweetbriar Farm. Yeah, and then they got like an interview section now, I guess. Oh, good, Robin. I like winter. Hey, Ralph. Yeah, thanks, Klaus. I like the night ones better. Me, Candy, none of my business. You sure don't have to answer it. But are you married to this guy? Thank you, Blue. Thank you. Oh, you can't? Don't like that? Why? Oh, okay. Now, he's older, isn't he? Oh, thank you, Blue Jeans. Oh, you're 9 years older. Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought that. See, it must have just something I pieced together that was faulty. Yeah, it's a great chat tonight. Yeah. Yeah, she cougar. Yeah, thanks, Klaus. Thank you. Hope you have a good day today. Oh, thank you, Rome. Good. Hey, where you been? You still living with mom and dad? Yeah, Sweetbriar's got. I don't really know them. I've talked to them like 3 times. I just drive by there all the time. But not that that's neither here nor there. Oh, thank you, Blue Jeans. You think we could agree on a porno movie theater? Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, they do. But I know this sounds terrible, but it almost seems too perfect. They do seem like that, but you know what I mean? So did all these crime shows where the doctor husband chopped the wife's head off. I shouldn't be that cynical. Well, thank you, Robin. Yeah, it's true, Jable. Yeah. I know you're a woman. Good night, Indigo. Thank you. Have a good day tomorrow. I'm glad you're feeling better. No, that's what I think. Yeah. No, I'm with you, Erica. Yeah, that's how I think. Yeah, their farm has a video. Yep. Yep. They seem like super nice people. I think they are. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Look at David Berkowitz. You know, he got the lady's paper and shoveled her snow and all these fucking wackos. Yeah, they're nice people. I mean, like I said, you know, I think I've talked to him 3 times. That's the first time I met her. Oh, thank you, Blue Jeans. He's got the same Bigfoot. You know, I never mentioned this before either, and I didn't want to like taint an interview with like a nice family on a farm video, but let me tell you what happened. So, you know, I'm bored up here. I thought, you know, they're trying to promote this town as a Bigfoot town. So I go around and I look for Bigfoot suits, like good ones, not some cheesy looking thing that's like 58 bucks. And as it turns out, there's this guy in California making them. And it was the one I was sold on. I think it was like 1,600 bucks or some shit like that. But this fucking weirdo is the guy that was always on the interviews when John Benet Ramsey came up murdered. He was always on CNN. I don't know if he lived in Boulder, but I don't really know the details. But once I linked this fucking kook to the guy making the Bigfoot suits, I thought the last thing I need is me to get this Bigfoot suit. All I got mine for was to run across the expressway twice a year. Bunch of fucking weirdo, fucking hallucinogenic fucking psychos saying they saw a Bigfoot, and that was good enough for me. It was job well done, right? That's all I got my suit for. But when I read this background on this fucking kook that made these suits, he does Hollywood costumes. I thought the last thing I need is this fucking nut job knowing that he made this suit and sent it to Tom Reed, who's on YouTube, and that's my suit, and I mailed it to him, and he's a fucking dickhead. So what I did, I knew a Pentecostal preacher in Orlando, Florida, and I actually paid the extra freight to have this Bigfoot suit mailed to him, and then he mailed it to me. So here I am, bumfucked Egypt, going by this family farm, Briarwood Farm, and all along he's been cutting out these silhouettes of Bigfoot. I mean, I think Bigfoot's a bunch of bullshit, but it's fun and kids like it. So we get talking. Guess what? He got his Bigfoot suit from the same guy I did. The kook in California. Talk about a small world. Yeah, what are the chances of that? You know? Crazy. Yeah, isn't that weird? I know. I haven't even worn mine in a while. It is fun to do. I'll put my GoPro video on and do one of those pretty soon. Isn't that crazy, Helen? Yeah, and this guy's just... I just didn't want to have any link to this nut job.
Yeah. No, and you would have a good defense because Sasquatches are not indigenous. Any state that I know of, I know Michigan and Florida for sure, you can legally shoot anything that's not indigenous all year long. Yeah, that's what I got it for, Jungle Skit. Yep, sure did. Yep. Oh wow, Autumn, no kidding. Isn't that something, JMO? It's crazy. Yeah. What happens is you go out, you run across the expressway, you get a reaction, it's fun, then you get bored, and you don't want to string too many of those together. It just like defeats the purpose. So then you start doing the stupid shit that I do. Have my buddy come over, and it's just like you just start doing that kind of because you're bored. Yeah, isn't that crazy, John? I mean, I've gotten at things for a couple charity events. Actually, believe it or not, they're trying to promote West Branch as like a Bigfoot capital. And there's a guy named Phil Shaw. He's actually a good guy. And they had me come to the yearly convention where they have these speakers from all over the world come. A guy from Russia. I didn't give a fuck. I handed out things, and I did it for the Chamber of Commerce once, and something for Special Olympics. I was glad to do it. Another time for a furniture sale at a place downtown, but I haven't get. One time the paper did a big thing of me doing it. I didn't give a shit. I mean, I don't mind helping people out, and I'd be glad to do it for any cause, but I just haven't done it in quite a while. It's fun. I'll tell you, you think it's fun watching a Bigfoot and people's reaction. I really would encourage anybody to, get into a suit like mine. It's fun to be in that damn thing and just get how people react. People want their picture taken. Some kids cry. Some of them scream. Some smile and come give you a big hug on the leg. It's interesting to watch the reaction. Oh, do they, JMO? Yeah, well, they realize it's profitable. I mean, you can make a pizza that's shaped like a Bigfoot or a donut or whatever. You know what I mean? Honestly, I don't think if you did it or you didn't and you sold the same thing, I don't think it's that big a deal. But I've definitely got my money's worth out of it. All right, good night, Helen. It's a good time. Thank you. Oh, yeah, it's such horseshit. Get out of here, Lucas, you loser. Ignorant idiot. Well, I think I'm going to go to bed myself, you guys. My van should be ready tomorrow. Here it is, 3:30. My doctor buddies tells me all the time, you've got to get on a regular sleep schedule. No wonder I don't feel better. I blow off everything he says. I'm going to watch Pornhub for 20 minutes, drink another beer, read about science for an hour, and hope I can fall asleep before the sun comes up. Believe me, that is not doctor's orders. Oh, I'm sorry, JMO. It's a good one, JMO. Thank you. Yeah, no, they've isolated genes for this. Who knows is right, Conan. Yeah, my sleep sucks. Yeah, thank you, me Candy. It's a great chat. Thank you. Thank you, Bopuck. Believe me, I need all the support I can get for this regime. Meat candy. Look what Faye thought. Yeah, I can't do it, Erica. Thank you, Autumn. It's a good time. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I've accepted my dysfunction.
I don't even do the beginning of making it better. Good night, Blue. Thanks, She Likes TXT. Good night. Hope things are going well. Good for you, Bopak. Good night, Blue. See you, Faye. Thanks, John. Bye, Laura. Yeah, we had a good time. You too, Conan. Yeah, well, you got it done, Conan. You got a gift there. I'll tell you that. If you could summarize how you do it and share it with me, I'd appreciate it. Good night, Erica. Hope your back's okay. Yeah, take care, Blue. Good night, Ralph. Yeah, do that. Appreciate it. Like, see how you're doing. Yeah, I'm going to bed, Jangle Stick. Good night. Bye, Robin. Thank you. All right, JMO. Yeah, have fun. It's a really excellent chat.